October. She has currently achieved the level of Advanced Communicator Bronze and Competent Leader, and is truly a dynamic speaker in her own right, representing our club in the Division Speech Contest last March. So please help me welcome Ms. Viola Wong.
Thank you, Peter. Good afternoon, our special guests and all our members of Global Entrepreneur Toastmasters. Give yourself a round of applause. That's amazing. I am so excited today because today is a very, very special day. Why? Because we have Michael. He's been a member of us, Global Entrepreneur Toastmasters since March. And you know what? He did it in 4 months for the CC book. Can you believe that? Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you. And he's going now, tomorrow, to UC Chicago for his master. We are very, very proud of you as member of us. Thank you. And now next is Eric. Eric today is also his last speech, both of them. Eric is going to UC Berkeley. And I'm very, very proud of him because he worked so hard to get there as well. Let's give him a round of applause. For all our guests, if you can look around, it's not, because before I joined Toastmasters, I look at them like most of them members are elderly because they have the time, right? Like 50, 60, even 70 years old, they joined Toastmasters. And now I said, how about if we can bring in the youngsters? So now they came. They came in from different walks of life. I never knew that Eric is gonna join our club, and he did it. And Michael showed up in us also, and we really appreciate you, your presence, and everything that you've done to our club. Now, without further ado, let's move on. Mission statement, I would like to call Alexia, but Alexia is not here. Who can volunteer? Mission statement, Adolfo?
Okay, the Toastmaster mission statement. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral, communication, and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth.
Awesome, that's good. Thank you. And now we're going to call Beatrice Uli for our counter.
Okay, the purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds used as a crutch or possible filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may be You should also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. Today is fun, I'm telling you. Okay, I want to call now Peter for grammarian. Why grammarian is very important?
Grammarian is important for a couple of reasons. We want to have greater usage and greater vocabulary. It impresses people, but it also impresses people if you can do it naturally. Instead of walking in and starting to sound like a lawyer, you can walk in and talk with somebody and use verbiage that shows you to be fluent in English, but also to be able to communicate well. So grammarian today, choose the word of the day, use that during table topics. Now, the word of the day today is extricate. To extricate is to free or release from a difficulty or entanglement. It could either be one of physical difficulty, or it could be one of a situational or even a verbal difficulty. And the example, and my thank you to Eric for putting this on the board, his example is Sean introduced himself and then extricated his hand from Ronan's persistent grasp. You know, those people that shake your hand and won't let go. Extricate, pull out. But you can extricate yourself from a difficult situation. You can extricate yourself from an awkward or embarrassing situation. So extricate is to free or release from a difficulty or entanglement. And make sure you use this in table topics. We have been struggling with that as a group and as a team lately, so let's really focus in on using the word in the table topics answer. So that is the word of the day, and also be listening for other different usages, whether appropriate or inappropriate, and pointing those out at the end. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Peter. And now, vote counter. You have, timer first, Adolfo.
Yes.
Timer, Adolfo.
I'll be the timer for today, and as important as the speeches with respect to the conference, the delivery that we use, the timing is one of those factors that is important. So I'm going to be counting it, be the timer for today, and what for the main speakers, which is going to be 5 to 7 minutes, I'm sure. Then we're going to have, at the 5 minutes, you will see the green light, and that means that you can stop your speech if you want right there, or wrap it up correctly, and you qualify. At the 6 minutes, you have the yellow, and the 5 minutes, you have the red. That means you have 30 seconds to wrap up. For the evaluators, we have 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, you see the green. That means that you can finish the speech right there. You see the 1.5 minutes, you will see the yellow and the, 2.5 minutes the yellow and the red at the 3 minutes. That means that you have 30 seconds to wrap up. And for the table topics, you have 1 to 2 minutes. That means that you will see the green at the 1 minute. And that means you qualify. At the 1.5 minutes, you will see the yellow, and the red at the 2 minutes means you have 30 seconds to wrap up. Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, another one is Jesse. Jesse, can you tell us about why we vote every single meeting that we do?
Okay, I'll be the vote counter for today. And the reason for voting is we're going to vote for the best speaker. We're going to vote for that best speaker, and then the next one will be the evaluator. We're going to vote for the best evaluator, and also we're going to vote for the best table topic speaker. And we're going to use this ballot here, and we have here the what do you call this? The ballot to put your name on the person that you select that you feel that is either the best speaker, the best evaluator, or the best table topic.
All right, thank you, Jesse. Thank you so much. Before, I would like to call and introduce our speakers and also their evaluators. I would like to welcome our new member. She signed up today. Rita, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Rita. Can you please stand up? We want to welcome you from the bottom of our hearts. And can you please tell us your name and what do you do and why you joined Toastmaster?
Okay, my name is Rita Semi. I'm System Business Analyst. And the reason I applied for Toastmasters is because I'm mainly IT, kind of shifting my career towards business users and customers. And I thought it would be a helpful tool, as well as my manager initially recommended this.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And we have also a special guest here, Roy. Will you please tell us your name and how you joined Toastmaster before, and maybe you're looking forward to join another one here.
Yes. Yes, my name is Roy Fisher. I'm a real estate broker and recruiter, and I'm joining this group now because I'm just too busy. I've been extremely busy for the last year, and as most of you know, the real estate market is really, really busy right now. And when you get too busy, it's time to start doing something else. So we are busy yourself.
Yes. You never know. Maybe you're looking at one of your buyers or seller right here in this room. Yeah. All right, let's begin. Without further ado, I would like to call Jack Koda to introduce our first speaker. This is Eric Wong.
I don't have your book.
I don't have a manual for this speech.
Like an in front.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
in front.
like I need a copy. I need to sign the possible. Sorry.
How many minutes?
I think 5.
The same as that?
Yeah.
5 to 7.
5 to 7 minutes.
Very small, Eric. Very good. Very good. So just, okay, very good. We're going to hear Eric's speech, and this is his third, is it?
Yes.
His third speech. Yes, and let's get to the point. And the objectives are, and as members, you should be listening to this, that he selected a topic that is general and specific purposes would lead him to getting to the point, and look to see that the speech is organized in a manner that helps him get to the point, and look for a beginning, a body, and a conclusion that reinforces the purposes of what he's trying to get across to us. And also look that he projects sincerity, conviction, and controls any nervousness that he might feel, as is only his third speech. So these are things that you are going to vote on, because you're going to have to vote for him, and you should vote that he does those things. And it is 5 to 7 minutes. And he's speaking 5 to 7 minutes. So let's see if Eric can get to the point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please turn off your cell phones, and please help me welcome Eric Wong.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot to read the title, which is college.
College.
College is the title of Eric's.
College, Eric Wong.
Yeah, just speak on a smartphone.
How many of you guys have been to college? Anybody? Raise your hands. Wow, so most people in the room. How many of you guys who have gone to college have had the greatest time, great experience your first year? Can I see your hand again? Got one over here. Well, I'm going in to my first year of college at UC Berkeley, and I'm looking forward to a great, awesome, spectacular year. And I was asked to say today here where I would picture myself in a year. And so I just kind of thought to myself certain goals, things that I want to achieve, what I want to be like, and here they are. So the big thing in college that someone smart really told me is that you have to be far outside of your comfort zone. You're going to be exposed to a lot of new things that you've never seen before, a lot of groups, a lot of clubs that you can be really involved in. And I want to really take that in and brought in all my new experiences, because I feel like high school has kind of limited me. I've only been able to pick and choose certain things, and I feel like college will bring me into the world. It sounds really cheesy, but will really expose me to all those new things. And so my first goal is that I want to have a major and a job chosen. See, a lot of my friends who are already going to college, they already have a major chosen. I feel like I've talked to a few of them, and they've said, oh, I just kind of chose this because I just went with it, or it kind of interests me. Well, I don't feel that way. I am a little confused right now, that I'm not sure where I'm going, but I know college will bring me there. My first year of college, because of all those new experiences and being exposed to everything at Berkeley. And so from that, I want to have my job chosen. I want to have my future set with my first year of college. I want to be able to choose a major and get a job chosen. Not get a job yet, that would be crazy. My next goal is going to be a tough goal. It's to save as much money as possible. And we all know college, there's a lot of expenses. As a college student, I'm going to want to do as many things as possible, but I'm going to want to save as much money as I can. Because I've gone to, my mom took me to this thing called MMI, it's called Millionaire Mind Intensive, and it really made me change my mind about money and my thoughts. I'm starting to really look at money as, instead of something like, oh, burning a hole in my pocket and I'm trying to spend, I'm trying to save and plan for the future, because that to me is really important. And my last goal is to really open up and talk to people. I know in college I'm going to have to make a whole new set of friends. I'm leaving all my old friends behind. which makes me really sad and depressing, and especially with my parents not there to even talk to at night when I have to sleep with dorm mates. It's going to be a really big challenge for me, especially because I make friends, but I'm only close to a few friends. Like, I only have about 5 really close friends that I talk to, but everyone else I consider acquaintances. Like, I can talk to people and like make small talk or guff, but or the day last week. But I don't feel like I get as close to them. Like, and my mom, I want to be like my mom and my dad. They can really just go to someone, meet them, use the SHINE method, if any of you have heard of that speech last week. Use the SHINE method and really connect with someone and be close to them and remember their name. And I want to really, that's one of my biggest goals, is to start being close to people who can help me and be, of course, a close friend. And so those are my goals for college. College seems like a really big step for me, and and college I know will definitely give me the experience and the exposure to the world that I want. I'm looking forward to college as to help me plan for my future, to help me select a major, get a job chosen, help me save money when I make money, and help me expose to people, or become exposed to people and talk to them. Thank you.
Congratulations, Eric. This is for you. Bring to college. Great job. Okay, now I would like to call on, 1 minute. Let's give 1 minute, please, all of you. Maybe write something, how you like the speech, how he can improve on, like evaluation for Eric. College can be exciting. You can be exciting, or maybe like a little like, I say anxious, or scared, or fear, but erase those, right? Be more on the exciting part. Meet a lot of people, and smile. I say shine, right? Smile, what else? Shake hand, what else? Look in their eye. Remember their names. Tell them like, nice meeting you, Michael. Nice meeting you, Eric. And you can see them again and again and say, yeah, I know you, right? Okay, we're done. Now, next I would like to call Elmer to introduce our last and second speaker.
All right, good morning, or good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm happy to evaluate Michael, but Michael will be doing his farewell speech. It's not a manual speech right now, because he said he's not working on any manual as he's moving on to college, to UC, University of Chicago. And if this is a manual speech, it should fall into an advanced communication manual, as he has already finished the competent communication manual. So more likely this is an impromptu speech and without any specific project in mind. So let's just see and hear what Eric has to say. I mean, not Michael has to say.
Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause. Michael Brown.
So this is a very impromptu speech. We were given our topic last week. So by show of hands, has anyone here heard of Back to the Future email? No one? It's kind of a hush-hush kind of thing. Google just came out with it. It's a feature that allows Gmail to email someone in the future. Okay. So you can email, thus communicate with someone in the future. And I've been doing this with future me, future Mike. So last week, when you guys asked us, when everyone asked us to, Eric and I, to talk about what our goals would be in the first year, I emailed future me. He didn't get back to me all week. I think he has finals. So he just emailed me this morning. I'm going to read his response to you guys. It's a little impromptu, I apologize, but he just let me know what my first year was like at Booth. So he starts off, "Hi, Michael of August 15, 2012. This is Mike of June 15, 2013. How are you doing? It's been 10 months since you moved to Chicago, and man, it's been one hectic ride so far. Last year, just 2 days after you moved to Chicago, you flew to El Salvador in Central America. You met some amazing fellow Chicago Booth students. You rappelled down waterfalls. You kayaked, you hiked to a volcano, you slept on the beach, you met some awesome locals, and you got to practice your Spanish. That's good. Although it's just a week, you found it to be a very refreshing event before orientation and school, and personally, very extremely enlightening to visit a country you've never been to, and frankly, you possibly might not travel again to in the future. So, okay, that's interesting. That's just the start. Let me warn you, your class is almost 500 students, and in the first 2 months, you're going to meet almost all of them. And you'll be blown away by their backgrounds. You've already met someone who sold their startup to Groupon, someone who wants to start their own brand of charter schools to innovate the education system. Wow. Engineers from India, Korea, Germany, private equity professionals who worked on million-dollar deals. This is all over my head right now, guys. But they're not only amazing because they've accomplished many things before school, but simply because they're down-to-earth people who enjoy a good game of basketball or crazy or low-key night of drinks. Okay, I can enjoy that. Academically, you've learned more than you can have imagined. This is not the fun part. You've solidified your fundamentals in financial analysis, accounting, but through your chosen concentrations of entrepreneurship, strategic management, and finance, you've noticed you better analyze situations from a business perspective, and better able to understand and anticipate industry trends. Okay. You took the boring but necessary classes of microeconomics, statistics, but you also got to enroll in electives around management strategy and venture capital. You struck up a friendship with Professor Austin Goolsbee after taking his course on the economics and policy in the telecom, media, and technology industries. No idea what that means. Given his interest in professional basketball, you two discussed the impact of Jeremy Lin on United States exports and the economy. He was the former chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors for the Obama administration. So you're extremely excited to see what comes from this relationship during your second year. Okay. Student groups, you joined the Entrepreneurial and Venture Capital Group, the Booth Tech Group, and Net Impact. The Entrepreneurial and Venture Capital Group allowed you to participate in startup events and competitions, as well as network with VCs, understanding the key considerations they have when providing seed funding. You also entered the New Venture Challenge with your role on the team as the head of strategy. Okay. So your startup team was able to win first prize, winning cash prize and seed funding. And you also became a co-chair for both the Booth Tech Group and Net Impact because you're hoping to merge the two focuses of technology and social responsibility. Ultimately, capping this off into an impact in your professional skills, network, and your own startup. And you've culminated all of this experience into a part-time internship with Google's office in Chicago, helping with their social responsibility initiatives as you collaborated with their team in Mountain View. Okay. And of course, you managed to de-stress by starting a Booth basketball group. That sounds fun. So after completing your first year, you are moving to Palo Alto. So I guess I won't see you guys next summer. You'll be starting your Bank of America Merrill Lynch internship, working in technology and investment banking. Wow. You'll be able to assist technology companies on IPOs and mergers and acquisitions, and work alongside private equity firms as you perform coverage on industry on the technology industry. Your goal for the second year is to leverage this internship into a full-time offer, simultaneously being able to meet interesting startups in the Bay Area, and ultimately helping you decide your post-MBA job in 2014. But I'll let June 15th, 2014 Mike tell us that next time. Okay. So with all that said, I must remind you to remember not only the hard work you put into the experience, to experience this type of first year, but also the support and learning you received before starting school. Specifically the Toastmasters group, and the impact they had on your development and confidence as a speaker. This has been invaluable as you went through class presentations, startup competitions, and networking events. And if you're still in Rolling Heights and have not yet moved, remember to thank them as much as you can. Good luck, Mike. See you in a year. It's a good evening.
Here's for you to bring it to UC Chicago. Let's give him a round. Going to Masters. Wow. Okay, 1 minute for evaluation for Michael. Okay, while doing that, I would like to call for timers report.
Yes.
Adolfo?
Yes, Toastmaster, the timers are as follows. Eric Wong spoke for 5 minutes 16 seconds, and Michael Tan spoke for 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Both of them qualified.
That's good, that's good. Let's give them a round of applause. And now I would like to ask you now to vote for the best speaker. That's good. Okay, I would like to introduce now our table topic master. Table topic masters, everyone from my left to right, everyone can participate, so get ready. Prepare. If you are called extricate, say, all of us say extricate. Extricate. Okay, now I would like to introduce Peter Doses.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Oh, let me remind you, don't forget to use the word of the day. Beating you over the head with this. All right, since today's theme is college, we have a couple of questions here relating to the college theme, but also a little bit of a twist to it as well. And the first question is, imagine that you're back in the fall of your senior year of high school. You've worked your butt off the first 3 years, you've achieved really good grades, been in every possible extracurricular activity imaginable, got great letters of recommendation, and now you have to make a choice. You have to decide, who do you want to apply to? Where do you want to go? Maybe you had the opportunity over the summer to visit some colleges around California or around the world. So, if you could go back to that fall of senior year in high school, 17 or 18 years old, the world in front of you, which college would you most want to go to? Where would it be? Which college or which university? And why? What would be the reason why you want to go there? If you could go back and have a do-over and say, this is really where I want to go. Don't worry about costs, don't worry about admissions, don't worry about anything. Say, this is the place that I want to go and experience my college education. I know my answer, but I really want to hear what your answer would be. And that would go to Eric and Michael are out. That's no fair. Roy, why don't you tell us?
So how do I extricate myself from this? I've been blessed in my life to have had the chance to travel a lot. Not on business, I just, at about 40 years old, which was a long time ago, I had a point at which I almost died. And part of the experience of that was to decide I was going to do what I wanted to do, which is to travel. And in my travels, a lot of the places that I went, because the way I chose to travel was with people half my age. I was a backpacker for over a year. So those of you who have traveled in Europe or in other parts of the world, where you're staying in hostels, you realize that's all college kids, and which was really an experience. And I met a lot of people from a lot of universities, got to see a lot, but I would have to say that the place that I would really, really like to have been able to go to was the university in Florence. Just an incredible, incredible city. Students from all over the world go there. It's probably one of the most international universities in Europe, which was quite a surprise to me after all the ones we hear about here. Fascinating experience. If you haven't been to Florence and spent time, my experience with Florence was I didn't like art because I didn't know what it was until I was there. After having spent several weeks there at different times, I would have liked to have spent a lot more time, and the university experience would have been great there. Thank you very much.
Which is interesting because he's actually just down the road from the university I would have chosen, which was in Bologna. And actually, Roy, these shoes were bought for me by Violi in Firenze the time that we visited there, and I second your opinion of that city. It's you could spend 6 months there and not see everything that there is to see in a beautiful city. So I share his passion for Italy, and I would have just been down the road, I think halfway between Florence and Venice and Bologna, and that's where I would have liked to have gone to college if I had the choice. So the second question is, knowing that college in some ways, especially as we get older, we see it as kind of being this isolated sanctuary, removed in some ways from what we see as the real world or real life. Although the reality is, as Michael has talked about, quite a bit different. There's a lot of interaction, considerable interaction in all different fields between the university and college experience and outside businesses. But there is sort of that ivory tower mentality. So if you could say what subject is being taught regularly at college that you see as being unnecessary or being superfluous to what college students really need to take with them on their journey through life, what is that subject? What is a subject that you would see as being maybe not unnecessary, but maybe being sort of exclusive only to college and not having a huge amount of application in the real world? What would that subject be and why? And I think Rita would have the answer. You asked if we were picking on you, and the answer is yes.
I was trying to avoid that.
That's the listening to me.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I was hoping that you will extricate me from this, but apparently no, and I'm paying the price of what I said last time. Okay, so the question today was, what subject I think is just not useful to the world afterwards? And I would say that any knowledge, no matter what, is important. You'll come back and use it sometime, or just good to know. I always watch stuff on the channel, whether it's something that I related to or not. I just like to watch documentaries on other countries and stuff. So I would say that I wouldn't talk about the knowledge in a topic or a subject. I would talk about how it's presented. And is it related to real life? If it's just the textbook you're going through, then it's not important. It's how you present, how you relate it to your life. If it's, I was an engineer and we talk about stuff about art. And it was really good because when you take something that's not related to your field, it opens up your mind towards different experiences. And eventually, technology is so related to arts. I mean, now people are going towards design on websites and other stuff. So there will be no information that I see is not useful and maybe not relating to me is the issue. That's it.
It's a wonderful response.
She did not answer the question.
No.
And finally, Beatrice is just begging to be called on.
No
It
way!
may not necessarily happen.
No way!
Finally, if you could be a university professor, if you could teach at a college or university, what subject would you want to teach? And we're going to expand this out to anything. I would love to teach. I'm pretty good for a white guy, but I love the sport. I love ping pong. I love to be able to teach a class. I love history too. That was my first college major. And it's still one of my passions. But I also think if I could really, what would the one thing I want to teach? It'd either be ping pong or water skiing. Those would be like, and maybe both, ping pong while water skiing. So, opening this up beyond the traditional academic realm of English, mathematics, history, philosophy. What would be the one subject that you could teach at college, teach the youth of the world, share your passion, your knowledge, your experience, regardless of the subject? What would that one subject be and why? Jesse Alvarado. She was too eager.
Let her have it.
Thank you, Jesse.
So what was the question again?
What would you, if you could teach at a college, anything, whether academic or real life skills or a sport or something fun, anything, what would you want to teach and why?
Okay. Here we go. Good afternoon, guests and honored guests and fellow Toastmasters. My name is Jesse Alvarado, and definitely if I wanted to teach some subject, I didn't go to college by the way, but anyways, if I were to teach in a college, one subject I really emphasize and teach is really the money game. I come across, based on what I do in the financial services, I come across many people don't understand the money game. They don't understand money concepts. Many people don't, for instance, you go to the bank, you can save $15,000, $20,000 at the bank, and the bank gives you less than 1% rate of return, maybe 0.002. When here comes another client to the bank and asks for a credit card. What do they charge you for a credit card? 15, 20% rate of return. So people out there don't understand really the money game. And you see people with credit card that have credit cards paying the minimum the minimum interest rate, and you see what they say, Jesse, I can never finish paying this credit card. It just somehow continues to grow. Because the credit cards, the banks, they got people designed just strictly to keep America in debt, because you're paying the very minimum payment with high rate of return, high interest rate on their money. And people just keep getting more in debt and more in debt. It comes to a point where you just can't afford to pay it. That's when they decide to file bankruptcy and do debt consolidation, all kinds of avenues to get out of debt. That's one subject I really emphasize and teach, because people were to understand the Rule 72, people were more aware of how the banks work and what they do with your money, and then the plans that they have to keep you in debt. So that'll be one subject that definitely I will teach. Make sure people understand that it's important to save for retirement instead of debt. Mr. President.
Okay, if I could have the timers report for our 3 table topics participants.
Yes, I'm for the following, because we just have words as follows. Roy spoke for 1 minute and 50 seconds. Rita spoke for 1 minute and 43 seconds. And Jesse spoke for 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The 3 of them qualified for
Thank
the
you.
coveted rule.
And the grammarian, which is myself, for word of the day, I had Roy that used the word of the day, Rita that also used the word of the day. Jesse, I did not hear you use the word extricate. But 2 out of 3, as the song goes, ain't bad. So we have Roy and Rita that have qualified for best table topic. So if we could take it real quickly, votes and pass it down to our vote counter, which is
Myself.
Jesse. And then at this time, our general evaluator, Bobby Canseco. Bobby could not make it today. So Chuck, actually, would you be willing to, as well as giving your evaluation, would it be possible for you to fill in as general evaluator also?
I'll do it.
So at this time, Chuck, I'll introduce you as our general evaluator, pinch hitting for Bobby. And no, I'm sorry, I can take no for an answer. And then you can do your evaluation and Elmer's evaluation, and then you do your own.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, I remember from last time. Very good. Okay, at this time, we will hear the evaluations for the two speakers. Both speakers were very interesting. So we'll start with Elmer. If you would please do your evaluation of Michael.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I'm very honored and privileged to evaluate Michael on his final speech, farewell speech. And it's all about Michael 10 months from now. What a creative way of doing a speech, foretelling what will happen in the next 10 months. No wonder it says Back to the Future email. So I was wondering, what's that all about? Very creative. Congratulations, Michael. Michael, being a competent communicator, he was able to create that speech. I mean, we can tell that he has learned a lot being with this club within the last 4 months that he's been with us. What a great job, Michael, you did, completing the CEC manual in 4 months. Congratulations. Basically, this speech tells us what we're going to expect from him within the next 10 months. He even mentioned the activities that he'll be involved to. He even mentioned the name of the professor. I don't know how he was able to get that. Maybe he already know who's going to be his favorite professor on college. I believe that will be your economic professor, if I'm not mistaken. He even told us of his planned trip to Latin America. That will be exciting. I hope you can share those experiences with us when you come back one day here at Get Club. I'm looking forward to that. He opened the speech with a flat statement, which I would like to suggest that when you do your speech here, when you have your opening, you don't need to say that this will be an extemporaneous speech. Just go to the speech. No more. Go to your opening, your attention getter, and you started with by the show of hands, then your question. Just go direct to that. No, don't anymore say, again, this is an extemporaneous speech. As the evaluator had already told the audience about that. Then you went to the body, which is very good. I'm so impressed with how you made up your speech, the way you chronologically arranged all those activities in line for you for the next 10 months. That is amazing. Reading the email from your iPhone kind of constrains your movement here. Your eye contact suffered, the body gesture suffered. But although I believe pausing will help. When you pause a little bit and do an eye contact with the audience, that will make up for the gestures and the body language that were missed because you were reading from the iPhone. But overall, Michael, you did a fantastic job. I would suggest to, your strong points. Your vocal variety, your self-confidence. It's really evident. The vocal variety, you have a very strong vocal variety. Humor is always present in your speech, and I always look forward to your speech because of that. I would advise you to keep your Toastmasters spirit alive. Maybe join Toastmasters Club in Chicago when you're there. And every time you visit California, make sure you stop by here at the Get Club. We'll be here to welcome you with open arms. Mr. General Valverde.
Very good. I know you're going to go away with some things, Michael, that, oh, you pass this over, Michael, that you're going to be able to use. Okay, now I'm going to do a evaluation for Eric. And Eric, we are going to miss you here, that's for sure. I can see the growth in just the short time that you've been using your speeches. Now, this is for both of you. Guys is not a college word. Neither is it a Toastmaster word. I made some comments on Michael's talk, but you opened your talk with, how many of you guys? You know, that is not a good word to use. How many of you Toastmasters, how many of you in the audience use a lot of different words? Now, I'm a little bit harsh on that word because it's lazy speech. And one of the things we should not use is lazy speech. Lazy speech, for instance, be extricate. You know, you would say, I got out of that. That's the easy way. That's what most people would say. I got out of that problem. That's why we use words like this, extricate. It's a good sounding word. It's a college sounding word. And that is one of the things that we want to do. You opened up with a good question. The question was good, the way you opened. And it asked here if you implemented your goals on getting to the point, and you gave us the goals, you listed them. That was really good. The one thing was expanding your vision and meeting new people, and that's an exciting thing about going to college and any new adventure, to go with open eyes. And I think you gave us that picture of something that you wanted to really do. And saving money for the future. If you can save money for the future in college, you're pretty darn good, young man. Okay, and we wish that for you. Open up and meet new friends, and that was very good. I think a lot of people call people friends that really are not friends. A very astute observation. There's friends and there are acquaintances, and I think that's very important to be aware of. But many acquaintances can become friends, and that's really an important thing to know about. You never get rid of your old friends, you just add to them. At the end, I could see you looking for the light and searching for it, and we could tell you were adding words, but that was good that you were aware of the light and not just end your speech that I've done in the past and other Toastmasters. So that's a good Toastmaster trait, that you're being able to watch the light. Overall, your goals were laid out for us very well. You achieved the specific purpose of getting to the point because you gave us the 3 things that you wanted to do. You did seem a little nervous up here, and one of the things that I think is really important for everybody, when you get up to speak, give yourself a second. You know, take a breath. If you saw some of the athletes, especially the ladies that were high jumping, boy, they would just really concentrate before they took off for that high bar. And I think that's what we have to do in Toastmasters, is take a second, take a deep breath, and come back and talk. But your gestures and everything were good, but you did seem a little nervous. And I liked very much that you looked at the light, and I really liked your delivery of the whole topic. Okay. The overall, I think again, I'm seeing that this club, like many Toastmasters, are able to pitch in. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Would you please give us the?
Yes, Mr. General Valero, the timers time when follow. For Elmer Nelson, he spoke for 2 minutes and 58 seconds, and shortcut spoke for 3 minutes and 9 seconds, both of them qualified.
Very good. Thank you. Just quickly, everybody pitches in this club, and that's great when somebody like Bobby that has a key role in the agenda can't do his job. But everybody did their job very well, and it's so good to see the new members. Is it Rita?
Rita, yeah.
Rita, get right in here and pitch in. The one thing that I see in all clubs generally, and I think this is really important, is Toastmasters are not answering the question on table topics. And that's the main thing, and I've done that too, but once you learn, you become aware of that, regardless of what you think of the question. You know, the question might not be one that you want, and you're gonna find that they always ask the question that you wanted to answer before you get up. So you say, boy, I wish I'd had that question. And then they ask you some dumb question. But you still have to answer it. So be sure, and the reason I stress that is people vote a lot of times on how well people deliver their table topics answer. And that's not the way it should be. It should be that you vote for the person that answered, and it's just as important as the time and using the word of the day. Mr. Toastmasters, you only.
Thank you. I like that. The money game. Yeah. Believe it or not, Eric have a savings of $1,000 graduation in high school. So let's give him a round of applause. Maybe we search our life ourselves, and nobody knows, right? How much is our savings really? At the age of what? Our age. Yeah. That's a good learning. Good learning. Now I would like to. Oh, we have Jeff Moore here. Our counter.
Yes.
Can we call on our counter report?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Eric, you said and you said so, and then you said I. So only 3 words. Okay, so you were good. A lot of improvement, and you're looking good too. Michael, 0, because I think you read everything. So you were safe. But till now, personally, I never found anyone as good as your improv speech. The first time when I was here and you gave that speech, I was like, I can't fit in here. This is too big for me. It was that good. Okay, Roy, there were no sounds, absolutely nothing. So that was good. And Rita, you had, the moment you stood there, you said like, So then I said, okay, So that was the only one thing. Jesse, nothing. You're good.
I would like now to call our president is going to present some special awards to our speakers today.
Yes, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And if I could have our immediate past president and current Toastmaster, Violi, help me with these as well. First, I would like to present a letter of recommendation specifically for Michael Tam, and it reads as such: to whom it may, August 15, 2012, to whom it may concern. This letter is in regards to Michael Tam, has been a member of the Global Entrepreneur Toastmasters Club since March 2012. Michael has been a tremendous asset to our club since he joined. As the club mission statement says, the purpose of the Toastmasters Club is to help foster confidence and personal growth. Michael brought a varied and unique skill set to our group and has demonstrated a wealth of confidence in his leadership and participation. Michael achieved the educational level of competent communicator in only 4 months, which normally requires 1 year for members to complete. This demonstrated his drive and his willingness to improve. He is one of the main reasons why our club reached President's Distinguished level in only 8 months since chartering, which had never been done before in the 87-year history of Toastmasters International. We are very proud of his success, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. We strongly believe that Michael's commitment, integrity, and strength of character will serve him well in the future. Sincerely, myself and representing our officers of the club. So with that, I want to present that, and also a bon voyage statement, and also a certificate of appreciation framed. Thank you, Adolfo. To Michael, thank you for bringing your skills, experience, and leadership to help make our club a success. So with that, Michael, you can please come up here. And
move over a little bit by the Toastmaster banner, please.
All right.
There.
There you go.
that one up. And
we can have a group picture later. One more. That's good.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Very nice.
Good luck at UC. And then secondly, to Eric, we also have signed by all the members, and also a certificate of appreciation for bringing your skills, experience, and leadership to help make our club a success. Wish you the best of luck at UC Berkeley. Go Cal. Come on over here for the picture.
I want to go to college too.
Hold it on up like that.
Hold up the lender too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
1, 2, 3, cheese.
Right.
Good job.
So with that, before we get the banners out, I personally want to thank Eric and Michael. You guys have been a tremendous addition, tremendous amount of not just diversity, but also enthusiasm, bringing in different perspectives, and really kind of opening this up. Because my perception of Toastmasters is the same. It's a bunch of, you know, old guys like me or older, you know, time on your hands, or just sitting around talking. And what I found is the tremendous diversity that we've had just in this club alone that brings people to really be able to improve their speaking skills, and I've seen the improvement in a lot of people over this. So, and then one last word, we're going to have a very, very brief executive committee meeting. I have some updates for our open house, which is scheduled for Thursday, August 30th at the Rowland Heights Library. And I have a couple of updates on that for you. Finally heard back from Toastmasters. We got the certificate of insurance that the library was looking for, so now we can move forward on that with the facility, and I'll be talking to them afterwards. But we're going to do that right after the meeting. So what I'd like to do is now introduce our various ribbon winners. And we will start first with the best evaluator, and that is Mr. Chuck Coda.
Come on, run.
Yeah, that's better.
There you go. Now we're talking about
Now we're
it.
talking. Okay, cheese.
Cheese.
All right.
One more.
2 if you want.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Well done. All right. And our best table topic speaker for today is Roy.
All right, all right.
Good thing it was Florence and not bologna.
Terrific answer. There we go. Get over here more.
When?
All right. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you very much.
And finally, our best speaker today, and very tough choice between both of them.
Yes.
Very difficult choice, but the winner of the coveted best speaker ribbon today is Eric Wong. Come on over here.
All right.
Okay, 1, 2,
You didn't ring the votes, did you?
3.
I'm just kidding.
4.
Wait, one more.
Oh, one more.
Yeah, move back. There you go. Yeah, that's good. You're covering up Toastmasters. Fine. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Good.
All right, man. Good
All
job.
right, good job. Well done.
Okay, I want to thank everybody. We have some lunch in the back. For those of you who have time to grab something to eat, please join us. Have a little fellowship, and like I said, we'll do a brief executive meeting for an update on that. And yes, Ms. Wong.
Wait, I was going to show you something.
Can we have pictures, like group pictures for everybody?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, really.
like everybody that didn't come.
Okay, sounds good. With that, the
Eric
meeting
and
is
Michael.
adjourned let's get Eric and Michael and everybody up front, just a quick group picture, and then we'll keep. All right? Turn sideways.
Do we all fit?
I need to put space for you.
Yeah, no, I'll go there behind Linda now. Yeah.
Well, Chuck is gonna run.
Yeah, I'll run. Okay, wait a second, let me turn the light on.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got room.
Okay, a little tiny bit closer, there we go, yes. Perfect.
Better stand up. No slouching.
Don't worry, I'll go.
There we go.
No, just that up. Upstairs. So cheese.
You can take several pictures too, Lenny.
Ready, set, yeah.